Why do I value student feedback? Some things work and others don't. Some I can see and a lot of it I can't. And that's why I always ask students for that feedback. I typically gather feedback from my students using Menti surveys, usually on the last day they have an exam, and I put a QR code on the big screen, go through the survey, tell me the secret password at the very end of the survey, get yourself a candy. Some of the challenges that I faced before using Mentimeter was the fact that I couldn't easily access all this feedback and information that we were gathering from students. I wanted to see it today, but I didn't know how. Curiosity, honestly, was what was driving me towards gathering that feedback. I just wanted to know, like, hey, my question of the day is, do you like them? Should I change them to more reflective or maybe more silly and fun? What things could I improve? I choose what to change based on how many people are asking for that change. That way I know if it's something nice and simple, I can change it and it'll impact a lot of my students. If it's something a little bit more hard, maybe I'll put it in my back pocket and wait for it a little bit later. So a few examples of changes that I've made in my classroom thanks to the feedback would be, for example, our review time at the very end. Students said that they really liked the quizzes at the end, but they wanted just a little bit more. So with a little bit of feedback and some changes, I added a bit more space at the end of my lectures for that review. In addition, I also asked them what kind of candy was their favorite so that I could bring that candy and really motivate them. One other example that I have is when my international students let me know that they wanted more time reading all my quiz examples. English isn't their first language, so they wanted just a little bit more breathing room so they could read the question and answer it correctly. My students love it when I respond to their feedback. They come back to me and they say that they really appreciate the extra time on the questions. They really appreciate the new candy that I brought in. They love being heard. If I could give just one piece of advice to educators about using feedback, is that it will be difficult. I know from experience it's very hard to have that feedback and to feel kind of attacked almost, but don't worry about it. Focus on making those changes. Learn from yesterday to make tomorrow a better day. One thing I've learned from my students and gathering all this feedback is that I really don't need to be stuck to just one strict lesson plan. I have flexibility to change the way that I approach my students, and that adaptability is crucial. My curiosity is what ended up leading me to seek out that student viewpoint, that part that sometimes goes unseen and unheard. I wanted to see what they had to say so I could adapt to their needs and better teach them tomorrow.